streaming network. I'm Jeff Lowe along with Eric Pate, and it's the Hawks and Oakland Raiders Community College, coached by Anton Jobert. And Eric, tell us about these two squads.
Well, I think it's been a long year for the Raiders, and OCC has struggled, and you know, they're looking to get a win, as most folks do when they come into this building. And conversely, Henry Ford coming off a shellacking. That's the best way to describe it. Macomb Community College gave them the business on Saturday, and they're looking to rebound and get themselves together and get ready for this upcoming tournament.
It was written with the shot that was off the mark. Oakland is in the green, and Henry Ford in the home white. Drive to the basketball. Oakland off the mark. Number 11. Yoders, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah, Yoders, Mitchell, Johnson, and Ticket. Am I pronouncing that correctly, Mr. Pate? Dr. Pate?
Tickets.
Tickets. That's the starting lineup for OCC. And for your hometown Hawks is Scott, Willis, Johnson, Britt, and Bonds. And Johnson, who is starting this particular game, hadn't played in a couple of games. He gets the steal on the open floor, basket to Scott. It's good.
The games all run together, Jeff, and for Henry Ford, they want this thing to really be settled, like, you know, early. Last week against Wayne County Community College, they struggled a little bit in the first half, and it was a game for about 25 minutes, and then they took it over, and the score became lopsided, up 25, and the score was not indicative of how much they had struggled. Tonight, I'm sure that they, coming off that loss, they want to get into this rhythm that a tournament team like they are should be in.
Scott picking up the foul will send Tickets to the foul line. He knocks down the first one. OCC having a rough campaign this week. This year, only 2-7 in the league, 5-17 overall.
And we'll get into some of the things that Coach Jobert and also his assistant coach, Carlos Rogers, had some great conversations. These are two guys that love this game, trying to give back, and they found it difficult dealing with this generation of young people and basketball, student athletes.
6-5 your score. Just joining us. The first half. Thank you for joining us. I was off the mark by Tickets. And the open floor.
Not bad. I mean, this is where you want to start if you're Henry Ford. Get it over with. I mean, OCC has 8 players, not an enormous amount of depth. Don't know how good these players have been, but evidenced by this record of 5-17, I mean, hey, they're not among the leaders in the conference, that's for sure.
Drive to the basket off the glass. Nice move by number 10. That's Jamerson heads. The ball moving by Henry Ford. Kicked it back out to Willis. And Scott for the lead.
And if you're Henry Ford, you certainly want to get into the mode of, hey, getting comfortable running your sets and getting those wide open threes and knocking them down.
Jumping from outside is good. He nailed it. Jackson Mitchell for 3. Oakland missing about 3 players from their starting lineup.
And they're called that last basket by OCC, a two-pointer. So instead of a 3 where they take the lead, it's all tied at 12. Henry Ford goes right to the bench.
Coming back, checked into the line out in an early timeout here. Henry Ford, the 15-12 lead. It's been an up and down year for Henry Ford, I would say so, in the division. Only 6-3, 14-7 overall for the Hawks.
Swept by Macomb. Again, that tough loss this past Saturday, but then they lose Schoolcraft, and Schoolcraft has a return go here at the Memorial Gymnasium. They got to be thinking payback. They didn't like the way they performed. Coach Shepard has said as much, but you got to take it one at a time. You got to get this one first, and then worry about going up to St. Clair, who, I mean, that was a tough game they played early this season as well.
OCC set on going inside. Tickets did not make that one.
Good pass.
Good job. Like you said, good pass. That's Daniel Rosenberg.
Yeah. Chauncey Willis Jr. is, I mean, you got to look for him to have a big one tonight. I don't know if these guys get bored or what, but it's about that time.
Long three-pointer by Daniel Johnson.
We'll see what Chauncey does on the defensive end. We know what he can do offensively. We know he can run the team. See what he does defensively. And Demarion Bonds. I mean, if he's going to play off the ball, I want to make sure he gets some good shots up and does well.
Bonds, like you said, needs more looks like that. And get into the floor of the game. 19-15 we score here in the first. Jeff Lowe on the third pick, giving you all the action on the streaming network. Willis with the rebound. Willis cross-court pass to Ritt. Black going up high, couldn't bring that one down. OCC grabs the rebound. Reverse, no good off the mark by Mitchell. Up to four quickly. Willis with the long jumper. That one's way off the mark. Bear also said he was has to play a lot more guys that normally wouldn't be in the lineup.
Well, that's the dilemma, Jeff. I mean, I've talked to Carlos Rogers about the lack of talent, or maybe even the lack of being receptive to coaching, development with these young men. They come out, they get to a college. First of all, everybody thinks they're a Division I player. Then they get the opportunity at a community college, and they think that's beneath them. And rather than taking it and being hungry, they're not. And you can see the lack of fundamentals each and every time we see a team come in here. I mean, that happens. It's happened a lot. And a lot of these young men, despite the fact they played a lot of AAU basketball, they're not as fundamentally sound as the Judge was or Carlos Rogers. So we'll get into that a little bit more. I mean, they're not, they're athletic as all get out. But if you put them down in the low block, double team them, and see how they react, sometimes you'll be surprised at what you see.
Barnes picks up the foul. And that was sin number 11. Yoder's to the line, shooting 2. The officials for this evening's game is Trevor Cooper, Gene Ruppert, and Raymond Kelser.
Nice group of officials, and that's one thing you can count on when you come and watch college basketball in this conference. You're going to get some good officiating. The guy tonight is Scooby Johnson. I want to see what he's got. He had that heavy. He was the reason why there was a delay. He was strapping up that heavy brace on his left knee, and he's got to be in this thing. They need him to be successful.
Rosenberg off to mark right there. Last shot.
Well, nice move.
Yeah.
And there again, fundamentals, man. You get a nice spin move by Yolters, but he can't finish it because I think he was just like a whirling dervish, man. Didn't even know where he was at.
Ziegler with the ball at the shot. Rosenberg for three. It's good.
That's a no. Yes. Once he hits it. Early on, I like the tempo that Henry Ford is setting for this game. They're hitting some shots.
Almost stolen away by Willis. Good defense. Up and under and committing the foul. Looks like that's going to be on Malachi Black, number 23.
Every week it's Black. We try to figure out if he's going to give us the energy. He has responded lately, so hope he continues with that.
Mitchell misses the first. Malachi Black and Willis come out of the game for Henry Ford. Johnson's in. Ziegler, Johnson, Rosenberg, Barnes.
Ziegler played well against WC3D.
Good pass in the interior, count the bucket.
And that's what they want. Yep. That's what they want. That's what they want right there.
Johnson has been in and out of the lineup for Henry Ford. He's trying to work off this injury. Finished the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Thrown away by Bonds. Bonds in the open floor.
Oh, man. Gotta love it. Gotta love it there. That was nice. That was really nice. And Bonds knew exactly what a hoop was. I mean, spin, he gathered himself right when he went up and finished it well. That's what you want. That's what you want. Gotta finish it. Gotta finish it.
Timeout by OCC. It's going to be a full timeout. As we head down the stretch near the March Madness on all levels of college basketball. Henry Ford is getting ready for the playoffs in the division. We'll see what happens. We're going to take a break right here. You're watching Henry Ford basketball on the Henry Ford streaming network. .58 here in the first half, if you're just joining us. OCC and Henry Ford going at it. I say Johnson's on the floor. Johnson had it.
And
that's what kind of effort you need.
well,
right
well,
there.
well, Scooby Johnson on one leg is trying to do the best he can. Meanwhile, Jamison Head, he kicked it, and he was complaining about the call. I mean, this is basketball. This is 94 feet, and got to get on the floor, get down on the ground, and get it.
Good ball rotation by Henry Ford. Scott from outside, no good.
Smart move by Rosenberg not to go over the OCC. I think it was heads back. There's a tie-up. That's smart. Like what Henry Ford's doing. Playing good aggressive defense, smart defense, not committing silly fouls here. They got 3 on the board.
Yoder's throws that one away. Looking for the cutter, but there was no cutter. 29-17 your score.
And I understand we have some audio issues. They can hear me, but they can't hear you. So hopefully we'll get it all squared away. But I'll do the best I can to help you. Henry Ford's expanded the lead to 15. Denham with a floater. These passes are going cross court, and Henry Ford's gambling a little bit. Nice big pull-up 3 by Luke Sutherland out of Milford. Kid out of Milford, a freshman. There's a turnover. Turnover by Henry Ford makes it's 32-20 after that 3 by Sutherland. And this is you can't let teams hang around, and OCC is definitely wanting to play their best game. Nice rotation by OCC. Long shot by Yothers is no good. Rosenberg on the rebound, gives it up to Willis. Willis eyeballing, gets it right back to Rosenberg. Rosenberg to elbow. Elbow jump shot, bounded up high, and fell through. 34-20, Henry Ford College. Just under 9 minutes left in the first half. Long 3, no good by Desmond Denham. Rosenberg, deep wing to Scott. Scott takes a dribble, decides to shoot, and misses the shot. Head down the floor, head being guarded closely by Willis. Sitterlet, back over to Denham, back down to Tidich, and I think that Scooby Johnson's going to be called for the foul. It is going to be him. That's his first, the team's 4th. And so headed to the free throw line is Nikola Tidich. He's from Montenegro. If that sounds familiar, that's Darko Milicic, former Pistons. That's his home country. Remember, he was the 2nd overall pick, Darko was. Tidich, homeschooled from a place called Hershek Novi Montenegro. Hit that first one.
I think it might have the audio problems worked out right about now.
34-22. Willis decides to pull up. Misses it. Misses the 3. Yothers got the rebound, and he's never had control of it, but kicks it over to Head. Head being guarded by Ritt. Gives it up. Shot up by Yothers, no good. Scooby Johnson, no looker. Pass is intercepted. Pass was intercepted by Sitterlet for OCC. And so here we go with side in there. 34-22. We're working to rectify these issues, or they're going to have to pay me double time. But I'm doing play-by-play and color. It happens. Just joking, just joking. OCC, long pull-up, and that shot is good. That's Jamison Head on a deep three. Cuts it to 9 now, single digits. Henry Ford with the lead. Ziegler was looking, pass was intended for Johnson, but ended up in Ritt's hand. Back over to Ziegler. Ziegler takes a move to the basket, and it is good. He powered his way inside for that one. He's going to get a chance for the old school and one. And that was, foul was on number, what's that, 35, Tiddich. Ziegler at the line. Omar Ziegler Jr. to shoot one. 36-25, 7:05 left to play in the first half. Free throw is up, bounds and drops. Getting a friendly rim right now. 37-25, Henry Ford with the lead. Number 4, Bradford Mitchell, looking over to the bench to get the offensive call for OCC. Ends up with it back up top. Down low to, well, inside to Yeltner. Shot up no good. Rebounded by Aiden Ritt. Scott ends up with it. Back up top to Willis. Willis swings it to Ritt. Ritt back over to Ziegler. Ziegler deep corner to Scott. Has this guy missed a three at all in the first half or what? 40, 25, 6:30 and counting in the first half. 15-point lead. Biggest lead of the half so far. And Henry Ford looking to make it more. Look at Willis on the steal. Nice play. Did not reach over the top. Gives it to Ziegler. His former high school teammate slams it home. 42-25. And that's a timeout for OCC. 6:09 left to play in the first half. We're going to take a break. You're listening to the Henry Ford College Athletics Streaming Network. Before, kind of a matchup zone. Johnson in the middle. Nice steal by Johnson. Johnson over to Giddings. Number 10. He's in, Gladney in the ball game. Nice haircut and a nice J. That was way off. Gladney has that nice ball fade. Now they say Travis Kelce introduced us to that fade. I beg to differ. Been wearing a fade for 40 years. And Travis Kelce wasn't even born yet. But need I digress. All right, Willis on the inbound side end, right in front of his bench. 42-25, Henry Ford College, 5:33 and counting. Bonds at the free throw line, kicks it out to Ritt. Ritt with another three. Henry Ford is blazing from outside. 45-25. That is the biggest lead. That is the biggest lead of the half. Long three taken by OCC, trying to match the effort. No good. Gladney weaves through traffic. Gladney gives it up to Malachi Black. He missed the crib. OCC coming back. Mitchell coming back down the floor, gives it up to number 30. That's Ratslik from Serbia. Shot up no good. Gladney gives it to Ritt. Ritt weaves through traffic, gives it to Willis. And he was fouled on the three by number 4, Bradford Mitchell. Didn't need to do it. Left to play before halftime, 45-25. Eric Pelon, Jeff Lowe, we got some audio issues. But timeout Henry Ford. And we're going to take a timeout. You're listening to the Henry Ford College Athletics Live Streaming Network. All right, OCC gets a steal near midcourt, and that was a nice take by number 10, Jamison Head. He's got a lot of talent. Kid is a homeschool kid. They got several homeschoolers. OCC does. There's a foul there. And that foul is on number 11 for OCC. And that's Jairus Yoters. Interesting last name. Yoters, 6'9", 170 out of Lakeland, Florida. Nice dime by Bounds to Willis. Love when they work together, 49-27. Little pressure by Henry Ford. This is a good look. Let's see him battle and get back. Off the first pass, Chauncey Willis gives it up to Ritt. Ritt back over to Willis. That ball is moving tonight for the Hawks. Ritt takes a three, and it's good. Has he missed the three? I'm waiting. 52-27. To my count, I think they scored 13 in a row. And that one ends the streak as Luke Sitterlet hits the layup, 52-29. DeMarion Bounds with a three. I can't wait to see the stats. 55-29. That is the biggest lead for the Hawks. They are shooting the blood out of the ball. No foul. And that is Mr. Jamison Head with the deep three. I mean, it's a three-point shooting contest right now, 55-32. Bonds over to Gladney. Gladney gives it up to Willis. Willis gives it up to Bonds, who gives it up to Ritt. And they hit another three, 58-32. At this rate, they're going to score 120 points tonight. Henry Ford is. Long shot by Sitterlet, 35. And Coach Shepard wants somebody to get out there and play some defense, close out. I don't blame him. 58-35. Gladney back over to Willis. Willis looking down low, but then he gives it up to Bonds. Bonds fighting through traffic to Ritt. Ritt gives it up to Malachi Black. Malachi Black, oh man, nice move, but he just couldn't finish it. And that foul's on Malachi. And he's going to check out. Ziegler and Johnson are back into the Henry Ford lineup. Let's see if they can finish up this final 2:13 and counting. .203 left. Henry Ford College 58. Oakland Community College 35. Nice pass by Bonds. Johnson wasn't quite ready. Bank was not open. And so rebound by Yoters. Henry Ford picking up a little sooner now. Applying a little bit of pressure. Good. Cut off the baseline by Johnson. Good job. Up to Bonds. Bonds, oh, got too fancy. All you had to do is go lay it up. Turnover. Those will happen. 58-35. 132 left. Lead has expanded as many as 26 points. Long three by Sitterlet. Luke Sitterlet, 6 feet, 175 out of Milford. 58-38. They've closed within 20. Henry Ford being a little lazy, but then Willis being a little lazy on defense. Willis keeps the hot shooting from three going, 61-38. Going into the final minute of the first half. Turnover by OCC. 1 minute remaining exactly. 23-point lead by the Hawks. Willis swings over to Ritt, gives it to Bonds. Bonds over to Johnson. Johnson way back up top to Willis. Willis wants Ziegler to slide over, gives it to Ritt, and Ritt knocks down another three. 64-38. Got him for 4 threes. That's Alden Ritt. I called him Aiden in the postgame. 64-38. Fouls on Alden Ritt. Man, he's on fire. Henry Ford has 17 fouls now, 1 and 1. But that is I think that was a shooting foul. So at the line, Luke Siderlet, it was, makes the first shot. 64-39. 34.42 seconds left to play in the first half. Bonds double team. They're doubling Bonds and others. Missed the shot. Last shot time, but this young man pulled up. Siderlet pulled up and didn't have to. Could have taken the last shot. He hit shot an air ball. Willis tried to save it. To no avail. 64-39, 11.47 seconds before halftime. Pass, Johnson just could not handle. Could not handle it, went out of bounds. All right, and that's the end of the first half. Halftime score, Henry Ford College 64, Oakland Community College 39. You're listening to the Henry Ford College Athletics live streaming network. Eric Pate, Jeff Lowe. We'll be right back.